There's so much food that we just buy at the store when it's ready-made or processed, but some of those are really easy to make yourself, and I want to share 5 ideas today of foods that you can easily make yourself, probably cheaper and in a more healthy way. Hi and welcome to today's video. My name is Freya. I'm an aspiring minimalist and health nut, always interested in finding healthy ways to do anything I do and just to simplify life so I can just spend more time doing the things I love doing most. The first thing that I have actually started making myself partially is herbal teas. I drink lots of herbal teas, and if you've watched my videos for any amount of time, you know that I have all these different herbs that I use. I do herb cycling, respecting my female cycle, and drying some of the herbs that just grow for free outside is such a great idea. In my yard, I have stinging nettle, lots of it, and while we hate that it stings, and I always mow it, I try to get rid of it, it just loves that soil for some reason, and so I've embraced that it grows there, and it's actually very good for you. I have been drinking it for years, but I was thinking, why don't I just harvest it? It grows all for free, and it literally just takes 5 minutes to cut some sprigs, hang them up, and just let them dry. We also have lemon balm in our yard. We also have mint in our yard, and our mint that grows in our yard is so yummy. It's the best. I have never bought peppermint tea that is more delicious than the one that I make myself. The next thing that is a very German thing, and I am in Germany, is sauerkraut. I know you may know that fermented foods are so good for your gut biome, for that all those little bacteria and creatures that live inside of you that help you stay healthy and help you digest your food and help you get all the nutrients out of your food. Sauerkraut is so easy to make. You literally just cut up the cabbage, put it in a glass, and then put the brine over it so it's all covered, and then let it stand for at least a week at room temperature, depending on how cold it is, wherever you let it just sit. It just takes a week or two, and then you have wonderful, very crunchy sauerkraut that you can either eat raw, and I do that all the time, or you can just boil it and cook it and make it with your main course. I love sauerkraut because I'm German, but I think it has a lot of benefits also, and it is dirt cheap. Whenever cabbage is in season, like right now in the fall and in winter, it is so cheap to get here where I live. So I always make a lot of stuff with cabbage in the winter, and sauerkraut is a great way for me. Sauerkraut is one of the amazing snacks that I just have. I just when I have the munchies, I'll just have a couple of spoonfuls and it satisfies me so much. The next thing that is so easy to make, and I realize that you can't do this all the time, is bread. Bread is so easy to make, and the way Germans make bread, it's just flour, salt, water, either yeast or sourdough. And I've been making my own sourdough bread with 100% whole grain rye flour, yes, rye flour, for the past year or so, almost a year now, and I still have my sourdough starter. I feed it a couple times a week, and then I take it out, and it works for me so well. I don't ever have to buy any yeast. All I have to buy is flour. Everything else is always here at the house. And when I went to the States for the first time, I was so surprised. I was shocked to see what all the ingredients were on bread. I'm like, that is not bread. What is that? Is that like a cake snack, or what's in there? Why is there sugar in bread? Why is there all this stuff that I can't even pronounce? And I think bread should be this very basic thing, basically just whole grain flour and water. And then you need some kind of leavening so it doesn't become hard as a rock. And so yeah, making your own bread could be an option. If you don't have access to really healthy bread, it's literally so easy to make. Okay, the next thing is something that my daughter loves a lot, and she loves to make them herself. Just make French fries. I have not bought any French fries that are frozen for at least 2 years, maybe 3 even, because we just have this cutter. It is so fast. It is literally so fast. You just cut up the French fries, put them in a bowl, put some olive oil and salt on, shake through it, and then we have this air fryer because they get so crunchy and crispy with that. I have not been able to get that result making them in the oven. For some reason, they get soggy there. Probably because they just sit in their own oil, in the oil. And so just putting them in that air fryer makes them the most crunchy, crispy French fry. And they're healthy. I know what's in there, and they're always accessible. I really make sure we always have potato in the house because we eat a lot of potato stuff. Whether it's French fries or mashed potatoes or fried potatoes, we make a lot of stuff with potatoes because, you know, Romy loves anything that's made with potatoes. And so French fries, we could make them anytime. The last thing that we make always, I never buy it, is salad dressing. I used to buy these little packets that salad dressing mix. I haven't bought those for at least 2 years. I just make my own, either with yogurt or without yogurt, but basically oil and vinegar. It tastes good if you put some mustard in also, salt and pepper and some herbs. That's basically all I usually do. Maybe some garlic if you're up to it, but then of course, you know, you're gonna smell like garlic a little bit. It is healthy though. We have this discrepancy in our family that I love garlic, and Andreas, he has a very sensitive stomach, and if I eat garlic and he doesn't, then it's like, what have you eaten? Have you eaten garlic? And then he gets on to me. I hate it because it's like, can I please just eat what I want to eat? But he complains. It's like, oh, you ate garlic, you ate onions. He does eat onions a little bit, but we have to eat them at the same time, and if we don't both eat, he's extremely sensitive. One fun fact is that Andreas didn't have a sense of smell when I met him. He had lost his sense of smell after a surgery that they had on him. And he went to all these doctors and he never got his sense of smell back. So when I met him, we actually went out to eat on a date, and he asked me, can you explain to me what it tastes like? Because if you lose your sense of smell, you also lose a lot of your sense of taste. And so I had to explain to him what it tasted like, because we ordered the same stuff. And I remember in the beginning when we were together, it was like, that is so weird. I could just not take a shower. I could smell really bad and he wouldn't even notice. So what's the point? You know, when you go to like have a date with someone you haven't known for a long time, you're not really in a steady relationship yet. In the beginning, you're like, well, I gotta make myself smell good and all. And I thought always it was so funny, the fact just like, I could just stink like crazy. I could just not wash my feet or like go for a workout and be all sticky and smelly and he wouldn't even know. He did find a way to solve the problem, and it was just it was just like a nose spray that he used for a while, and then it was okay, and now he doesn't even really use it anymore. It just got better and better and better. It's crazy. All the doctors in the world couldn't help him. So that was just a side fun fact. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions of healthy things that you can make yourself that are so much cheaper and easier to make if you actually make them versus buying them. Plus, you save a lot of plastic packaging that way. For example, on the French fries, the potatoes you can get without the packing, just in paper. I'm all for trying to minimize. I can't say that I'm plastic free all the way, but I can say that I try my best to reduce where I actually can. If you have not subscribed already, consider subscribing for more videos on minimalism, healthy lifestyle, decluttering, and just simplifying your life. Have a most wonderful week, be blessed, and I'll see you soon.